I've been doing hair for at least, probably like 20 years now. But I'm professionally licensed as of 10 years. I started in 2009, so it's going on to 11 years now. So I'm a master cosmetologist, and some of the things that I specialize in would be locks and weaves and wigs and stuff like that. So that's why some of the challenges that I have faced, I would say, first and foremost was building the business, getting clientele and making sure you kept a consistent clientele. And then once I got to that point, it wasn't even about keeping a consistent clientele, it was managing your money. So that was like, I had to set goals of like what I expected to make and what my hours would be like I was in the real world working for somebody. Like I said, it's gonna be a little backstory leading up to who I am and what I do now. So basically, if anybody know me, they know I'm the only girl in the family. So mama couldn't do no hair, still can't do no hair. And I was forced to learn to do my own hair, you know. Didn't want to get picked on in school, so it's like, cool. And I could even remember going to school and having career day. And every time people came to school, somebody wanted to be an astronaut or a doctor, a lawyer, teacher, preacher. I was always a beautician. That's what we called it then, a beautician. I didn't know it was called cosmetologist. And it stuck with me, not knowing that I was already, you know, like manifesting something then in elementary school.
Right.
And so then high school, friends couldn't do their hair. Their mama wouldn't let them go do their hair. We spend the night with each other. I'm doing their hair. So, of course, people want to know, who did your hair? I did it. So, I started building a little business. Then, doing straw sets. I'll never forget it in high school. I did straw curls for $25 in school. So, that was the beginning of my little business hustle. You know what I'm saying? So, it just went from there. All right, what motivates me? It's a ton of things that motivate me. But I'm going to start with number one would be my family. Knowing where I came from, knowing my foundation, knowing my history. Like, I grew up from entrepreneurs, started with my grandmothers. I don't even know my great-grandmothers, but I've heard stories. But my grandmothers, who I know, my dad, and then my mama, still my mama, all of us. So it motivates number one to keep the legacy continuing and know that, like, no way I cannot do it, knowing that they did it. Throughout all obstacles, they kept going, still did it. And so I'm motivated to just keep going and being me and continuing the legacy. And now I'm a mother, so I have a child watching everything that I do. I mean, everything I say, every move I make, she wants to do. And she tells me every day, Mom, I want to be like you. So I can't do anything other than be great. You know what I'm saying? And make sure I'm doing everything that lines up to make sure she sees a good model for, you know what I'm saying, her future and for her friends and my friends, you know. So that's my motivation, is just stay positive for not just myself, but for everybody who know me and who connected to me. And then future hairstylist, I would say to you, the key that I learned in this game is stay humble, stay in your lane, stay focused, and most importantly, stay humble. Because that moment when you get outside of yourself and think the business is more important than you being, you know what I'm saying, humble, you're going to see the issues. You're going to see it. You know what I'm saying? Stay as humble as possible. No arrogance. Just know that you have a gift that nobody else has. You know what I'm saying? I don't care that 1,000 people, 1,000,000 people do hair. You have a gift, a technique, a skill that nobody else has. You have a conversation that nobody else has. So stay in that and build on that. You know what I'm saying? As long as it's positive, stay on that and build on that. You are you and be you. That's all you can be. All right, everybody. This is Valencia, aka Lindsay, So Sincere Styles. I just want to come and kick it with you, and I'm kicking it with T. And
hello, I'm Corporal Stevens at the Bill County Fire Department.
I'm Lieutenant Branch Young, Fire Department.
I've been at the Bill County Fire Department for 11 years.
I'm Lieutenant Young. I've been with Macon Bibb now going on 15 years. I also work for Monroe County. When I was 21 years old, I applied to the fire department. I was still a waiter, waiting tables at Carlisle Place. until Thanksgiving rolled around. My neighbor's house caught on fire. My neighbor's house caught on fire. I was up. It was probably like 4 o'clock in the morning. I was up for some reason. I actually called 911. They put me on hold. I went to my neighbor's house and I pulled the windowsill out the house. I got my neighbors out while their house was on fire. And 2 months later, I had an interview with Macon County Fire Department. And that's how I got started in all this. That's been 15 years ago. There's been a lot of up and down. I love my career. You're not gonna get rich off of it, but it's really a steady paycheck. Like during this whole COVID and unsure if somebody has a job, I kept my job. I haven't missed a paycheck, so I'm happy about that. It makes me very thankful. It took me down to the path of being an EMT. It took me down the path of being an instructor of levels 1 and levels 2 for the fire department. I not only teach here, I also teach at other departments from time to time and help out with them. So that's really where it's taken me and how I got started with the whole fire and everything else business.
I got to where I am today. I started when I was 18, straight out of high school. I was working at Kroger at the time. I went and applied downtown. Probably 6 months after I applied, I got a phone call for my interviews. I came in. I started out on the east side of Macon. Where I became a diver. So that's one upside. You get certified. Our actual dive team's not like actual scuba diving. When we go scuba diving, we're actually looking for a body, somebody who's drowned, gun, evidence, anything, police department items. It's never. That's it. This was never my dream job, honestly. My dream job was police department, sheriff, game warden, something like that. Of that nature. Truck driver. I never actually had any ambitions of being a fireman. So once I got here, I started liking the job. I got very interested in it. Started seeing different stuff every day. It's never the same thing. And I ended up staying.
When I was a little boy, the only thing I really wanted to do when I grew up was drive big trucks and say bad words. Now I just say bad words because I'm not allowed to drive a big truck no more because I got promoted. But yeah, it's like when I got into it, I didn't want to do nothing else. There's really nothing else that I want to do aside from this. Maybe be a millionaire, but that's not gonna happen unless I hit the lotto. But yeah, pretty much, yeah, I love this job. I love it. Love waking up, like helping people as best I can. It's just got to be in you to do it. There's nothing glamorous about this job. There's a lot of hard work, long nights, and this job you're almost married to. It takes away from your family. It hardly gives you anything back. It's just something you gotta love. You gotta do it all the time. So maybe one day, when I retire, I look back and like, man, that was great. Tell all my grandkids about it. So I say, yeah, it's been my dream job. Just turned into it, shall I say.
The ideal of being able to help someone who can't help themselves. I don't look at myself as like a hero or anything like that, but I like to help people.
I think what keeps me motivated and keep coming back to this job is that you learn so much each and every day. You think you know something, you got an idea, and then it just changes. The way technology changes as far as like when we rescue people out of vehicles and have to cut a car that was made in 1979 versus a car that was made in 2018 are two different animals. It's a lot harder to cut a car from 2018. The metals are different, so I like to learn. I like to learn different ways of pulling people out of vehicles. I like fighting fires differently. Yeah, you put water on the hot stuff, makes sense, right? Well, you got newer houses that get built out of this cheap stuff and they go up a lot faster, whereas you had 15 minutes to get out of the house way back when. Now you probably got all of 5 minutes to get out of the house, just the way building materials are made now. That's the ongoing thing. You see these cookie cutter houses around here to get built, you gotta understand what you're going against. So what motivates me is just different ways of learning, getting out there. I also I like teaching younger guys, younger generation of firefighter, what they need to look for and how things will change, because about 10 years from now, things are going to be different again. So I think it's the younger generation of firefighters that mostly motivate me, along with different technology, whether it be house building construction or vehicle building, vehicle makes. Sorry about that.
Well, my overall goal professionally is to advance in the department, move up. I'm also actually now looking into going into arson. I think soon to apply for that. Like he said, helping people up under me, like the rookie we got here, trying to help him out and motivate him to do different things. That's about it.
Goal for me is move up the department. I'm looking forward to the day where my helmet is no longer red. Maybe it'll be a white helmet and I'll be a chief. That'd be great. I'd like to be a chief one day. And keep teaching. I never want to be a chief that just sits back and looks. I want to be a hands-on chief, and that's a goal that I have.
My advice is strive for better. Settle. It's real easy to get complacent in the job, because like I said, you're here 24 hours. You're at the station. You know, every day's different. You never know what day you're gonna call, but a lot of times, if you're not out training, you're here at the station relaxing. But you can also keep doing your training in the station, but don't get complacent. Always look to strive better and go above and beyond.
You can't overtrain for a job that will kill you. This job will kill you if you let it, if you're not ready for it, if you don't train for it. You be sitting around a station like this right now until the bells and the tones drop and you go to a structure fire and probably ain't gonna make it home the next day. I mean, that's just honest. So continue training, keep going. That's the best advice I have. Anything you think you know now, try to learn it again in a different way, make yourself better. Don't settle for less, ever.
All right, Sgt Craig. I have a Bachelor of Arts degree in broadcast communication. My first dream was everybody's, well, any young kid's dream when coming out of high school was I was going to play football, and I actually got recruited for track to the University of Alabama, and I walked on the football team. But it was just a good experience just to go out there and compete, you know, in the SEC. But then when I graduated, I actually came to Georgia and worked at WRDW TV in Augusta as a anchor / reporter. And then from there, I came to Macon and worked at Fox 24 as a photographer. And then just going out in the community, seeing some of the other firemen, I got interested in becoming a fireman. So decided to join them. Just the guys, camaraderie. I mean, going to calls with these guys, I mean, we're like brothers, you know, and sisters. We have women too. And just accomplishing a task or putting a fire out or saving people's lives does something to me personally. So it inspires me and gets me kind of jacked, you know, when you see a smile on people's face when you went on 14 years been doing this. And I'm actually 53. I know you guys probably thought I was like 35, but I am 53. Well, just basically get into this field and continue to get into education, have classes, and just build yourself from there. And kind of listen to your peers. You guys have been on the job for a long time, and you should do good.
All right. Hi, I am Sgt Craig, and I am a kindergarten teacher at St. Carter in Macon. I have my Associates of Science and my Bachelor's in Early Childhood Education. This is my nugget. This is Karen. She is in kindergarten at the school that I teach at, so I'm very fortunate that she gets an opportunity to go to school with me. But I'm very thankful for the opportunity of her getting to be at the school that I'm at. Actually, how I got into my field was my sister. She pushed me there. I actually started school as a veterinarian, and I wasn't doing too good in my classes, so she had like a nice harsh talk with me about what I need to do and how I need to get there. And so I wanted to be a teacher from the beginning, but I was just looking at, I wanted to financially be where I wanted to be, and at that point in time, I knew how successful she was, and I was trying to be on that level, but not on that level at the same time. But I went with my heart, and I went where I wanted to be at, which was teaching. So the first thing we had to do is, when you get an education program, it's a 2-year hard study program, and the best thing about it is the people that you start off with are the people that you end with, so they make your classes for you. So we like to do the student teaching in different grade levels, and I really enjoyed being in second grade when I student taught. We're supposed to change every semester for student teaching, but I love that school where I'm at. My teachers that I was teaching with gave me like great praise, and I was able to stay at one school for a whole year to get the full experience on what it was to be a teacher, from the beginning of pre-planning to the end of post-planning. And that was a real eye-opener for me. It was very informative, and I enjoyed all of that fully, and it definitely helped me to know that this is where I needed it and wanted to be teaching. Now for 6 years, I had to take a break for like a year because my mom got sick at one point in time, but she's good, she's on point, and so I would have been teaching now for 7 years, but it's my 6th year of teaching, but this is my 3rd year of kindergarten. Definitely with this virtual learning, I was not necessarily nervous, but I was just wondering what was in store for this. My biggest challenge in my head at first was, how am I going to balance being a single parent and teaching at the same time? But once I got that under control, everything was smooth sailing. This new thing with virtual learning, which we're doing and making, we are being virtual teachers up until October the 30th, and then we'll find out later on what does that entail. Are we going to continue to be virtually, or are we going to have some kids back? And so the whole planning, the process of what are we going to do to help these kids at home, that was a big challenge, but eventually we figured it out, and it's been really good. I've really been enjoying the virtual learning aspect. I have 21 students, and so I'm plugged in every day at 8:20. We're learning, they're getting into the habit of doing the things they're supposed to do, and it's been really good, a really great experience. Ever since I was a kid, I constantly played at school. I had my teddy bears lined up. I was teaching them with extra books that some of my friends had that they didn't need anymore, and it was just like a surreal moment, especially when I got an opportunity to teach at the school that I went to. My elementary school is what I really wanted, and I got into that, and it's just been smooth sailing ever since. Definitely the fact that it doesn't feel like I'm at work. You always want that dream job to where when you get up and you go, it's just like an everyday wonderful experience. It really doesn't feel like I'm at work. I enjoy it fully. I get up happy, I leave happy. It's just been a great opportunity, and that's when you know you're where you're supposed to be, when it doesn't even feel like you're at work. Well, my goal is in the next year or so, I would have done it this year, but with COVID, it kind of stopped me from doing it, is I'm getting my master's. And then eventually I want to pursue getting a doctorate. I know it's going to take a while, but I have time. I'm still young, and I just want to be as successful as a lot of the people that are around me that I look up to. So definitely getting my master's, and then eventually getting my doctorate. Definitely do the research, and don't be discouraged if things aren't going your way at the time. Talk to other people around you that either are in the teaching field or just are successful in general. how did they handle it, what challenges did they face to overcome. Definitely get a circle of friends that are in the same field that you are, so that you'll have that bond and that person to go to, or people, or group to go to when you need that advice. Right, so once again, I'm Sgt Craig. I'm a teacher. I love teaching. It's what I do. I teach her. I'm teaching all the time, and it's the best career choice I could have possibly made.
My overall goal professionally is to make Adriana Smith a household name, whether it's in the fashion industry, in the legal sector, whether if it's corporate America. Adriana Smith will be a household name. My goal for life is I want to be, I am a humble individual, but a mother, a wife, a CEO, and I just want to live life according to the life that God has called for me to live. I want to walk in the purpose that God has called for me to walk in. And so if I wake up every morning and I say, okay, God, whatever you allow, that's what I accept, that's how I want to live my life. I want to wake up living my life in faith, knowing when I wake up in the morning, I thank God for another opportunity, and with that, I just walk in faith, literally living by faith and not by sight, because I know that's what God ordained for me to do. So that would be my goal for my professional life and my personal life. Hi, my name is Adriana Smith, and I'm a proud owner of ISBG Apparel, I Shall Be Great, and also I'm part owner of A&A Printing, and I am the A in Kicking It with TNA. The groundwork for both of my businesses was just doing a lot of legal researching, making sure that both of those names were clear in the national database. Also studying the market, the fashion market, to figure out if there would be a place for my business. Also just pretty much looking and seeing what fit, what type of audience I would like to gravitate towards. Just pretty much doing the basic, intense research with both of my businesses. With ISBG Apparel, I started ISBG in 2016 actually. 2015. So we've been doing this for a good little minute. 2015 I started with that, and it just simply means living past other people's views and opinions about me, which means that what people think or what they say about me, it doesn't define what I Shall Be Great stands from. Living past other people's views and opinions about me. Other people's views and opinion about me doesn't define my success. It doesn't define who I am as a person. It doesn't define how far I would go in life, because I live past that, because I am great, so I shall be great. To get to this level of success, a lot of sacrifice. I'm still sacrificing a lot. Realizing this is setting a goal and realizing this is where I want to be, and figuring out how can I get to where I am. And so I just sacrificed a lot, financially, mentally, a lot of time. I couldn't do what I was used to doing, because I was focusing on trying to make this vision happen, trying to make this business take off and skyrocket. So it took a lot of hard work and a lot of sacrifice to get to where I am. I feel like Kurt Franklin. Let me tell y'all a story. It's very hard, just working all day for someone and then coming home to working for yourself. It's a lot of time consuming. You don't really get that much rest. It's hard and it's difficult, but you look at it like this: I'm doing what I don't want to do, so later on I can do what I can do. I can do what I want to do, as the saying goes. And also, managing, working, and being an entrepreneur, like I said, it's very time consuming. You know that with your day job, that money is gonna be there. But with being an entrepreneur, sometimes the money is gonna be there, and sometimes the money is not gonna be there. So that's kind of like the pros and the cons of having a day job and being an entrepreneur. Being serious. But some of the challenges you face, for me, just pushing myself, even going and promoting my business. When you see people that are close to you, instead of them supporting you, they choose not to. And so that's kind of hard for me. That's like one of the challenges that I face a lot. Also, being able to, I want to go places, I want to do stuff, but it's like, do I want to pay $200 for this trip, or do I want to take this $200 and invest it in my business? So it's like, you know, you always have to pick and choose. Like, yeah, I want to live, but then I got to set things up for later on so I can really travel and do whatever I want to do. So those are some challenges but you just got to keep going and keep pushing, because what's for you is going to be for you. And if you're doing something that was destined for you and was designed for you, it has no choice but to prosper. You know, just those just like the basic things or whatever. No. This was not always my dream job. My dream job to this day, and it will happen, is to be an attorney. I always knew I wanted to work for myself. I knew that I don't like the format of waking up every day and making somebody else rich. I don't like that. So I always knew that I wanted to work for myself, that I wanted to be my own boss, you know. So doing what I'm doing now, if you would have asked me this 5 years ago or 7 years ago, I probably would have told you no. But I like what I'm doing. I like it now, and I can see myself continue to do that and practice law at the same time. So I still be working for myself in a sense. And that's why I'm in school right now, earning my political science degree. And so, yeah, I want to be a full-out entrepreneur. I want to work for myself. And so that's how that comes into play. And once I receive that degree, I will further by going to law school, and I will become an attorney. And the thing about that is, when I become an attorney, I will handle all my legal affairs. I will know the business inside and out. So whatever business it is, if it's ISBG, if it's A&A printing, all legal affairs, if it's Kicking It with TNA, all legal affairs and contracts will have to go through me, the attorney. What keeps me motivated is my family and my friends and my community where I come from. Also to my deceased family members. I do it for my dad. My dad was an entrepreneur. My grandmother was an entrepreneur. And I also do it for my cousin, because all three of those people were like the key people that kind of motivated and pushed me to greatness and to where I wanted to be and where I should be. So I do all of these things just for them and in their honor, and also for myself as well, because, you know, they meant so much to me and they wanted me to be great. So I do it for them, and I do it for my family that's still here, for my sister, who is also my business partner with A&A Printing. It's really Adriana and Alexandria Printing Company. So I do it for my sister, to teach my sister that you don't have to have one source of income. You can have multiple sources of income. You don't have to live life in debt. You can live life debt free. So that's why it's so important that you have more than one source of income. And it's okay for you to work for somebody, but don't let that be a lifetime thing. Just let that be temporary so that you can start working for yourself. So I do it for those people. I do it for my family, my mom, my cousins, my aunts, my uncles. I do it for everyone that's attached to me. Everyone that's attached to Adriana, that's who I do it for. The challenges you face being a YouTuber is, for one, no one is gonna watch your stuff in the beginning. No one. No subscribers. Nothing. Like, you really have to put out content as if you have 1 million followers. You have to act as if it's already there, but yet no one, watching your story, no one's watching your episodes, no one is sharing your stuff. Like, all these people, and no one is like really supporting you, not sharing the material, the content, you probably get like 5 or 6 people that'll share, you know, the link or something like that. So there is some challenges, and it's also like a slap in the face at the same time, because it's like, dang, like I thought I was cool with all these amount of people, and here I am, you know, putting out this content and you don't want to share it. You know, that becomes a little bit discouraging, but you still continue to move. They may don't share it, but they be watching it. Okay. So glad you asked. What keeps me motivated with us doing this YouTube channel is I look at it like we're the voice of the underdog. We're the voice for the people who want to say something and who has something to say, but because they're afraid, or they don't have the following that they have, or they may be the unpopular people that, you know, they feel like they may not get attention. Like that what keeps me motivated, because on our channel we're gonna keep it 100. We're not gonna say, we're not your yes men. Like, we're just gonna say how we feel. We're gonna keep it honest, and if you like it, you like it, and if you don't, you just don't. You'll be all right. So that, yeah, so you know, that's what keeps me motivated, because I look at it, Kicking It with TNA, we're the voice of the people, literally. You know, we speak for the people, we speak for the culture, we speak for a group of people who probably feel like they don't have a voice. You know, like when we talk and when we do these episodes and when we have these people on, like we're giving you real life experiences, we're telling you stuff, you know, that you probably been through, or you know someone else been through. Like when you come watch our channel, like you're gonna be like, dang, these really are my favorite cousins. Like they keep it 100 on this channel. Kicking It with TNA started from, well, for us, I was on Snapchat. Every time we go somewhere, a concert or whatever, we're always on Snapchat, you know, making videos. And so, you know, it was like, let's do a YouTube channel. At first, I was like, I don't know. In my new voice, I was like, I don't know, or whatever. But then I was like, okay, cool. Now we're here. That's how I started a conversation. Yeah, because I don't remember, fam don't remember. We just know we had a conversation. We had a conversation and we're here. Kicking It 10A is born. But not really. Like, we will always like record snaps and stuff, and they were funny. I started with Snapchat. So we want you guys to, we decided to take a collective, all the snaps, y'all, all the snaps that we had, that we did together, we decided to put it in a video so that you guys will finally see the making of Kicking It with TNA. The beginning. Tonight. And now we don't use Snapchat. We record. We got the merchandise. Oh, also be on the lookout for the Kicking It with TNA merch. But yes, and now we decided to take it up and be professional. We have the microphones, we have the lights, we are doing a real production here. Like, we're not gonna half step, we're not just, you know, no. If we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it correct. And if you know me and if you know her, it's no half stepping in anything that we do. Like, if we're gonna do something, it's gonna be done in decency and in order, and it's gonna be excellence when we're done. Huh! So a lot of people start businesses because they want a quick get rich quick type business, which means that this is going to bring money in real quick for me, not looking at the longevity of it. And I'll tell anyone, if you're going to start a business, if you can't see yourself doing that business 20 years from now, 30 years from now, or 15 or 5 years from now, don't waste your time in starting it. If you don't see longevity in it. Anytime you have a business or start anything in life, you have to look at the longevity of it. And if that's not, if you don't see yourself doing it, then why are you doing it? Don't do that. So y'all, it's me, one of your favorite cousins. I am the A in Kicking It with TNA, and I have been kicking it with myself, really, and fam behind the camera. So yeah.